हे गाइस, स्वागत है आप सभी का फिर से हमारे इस फैंटेसी प्लेइंग 11 शो पे, जहां पर बस आज अंजलि नहीं है। फॉर अ चेंज वीकेंड है, उनको छुट्टी चाहिए थी और उन्होंने हमसे रिक्वेस्ट किया कि राजश्री एंड साइरस प्लीज आप शो संभाल लीजिएगा। हमने ये पहले भी किया है, बट या वी ऑलवेज मिस अंजलि, डोंट वी राजश्री?
नहीं, वी मिस अंजलि बिकॉज वो मीन स्पिरिट मिसिंग हो जाता है ना। देखिए, आप और मैं दोनों
आई
इतने
नो।
स्वीट अफेक्शनेट हैं और वो नहीं रहती हैं तो कौन
कोई
किसका
झगड़ा
टांग खींचे।
करवाने
झगड़ा
झगड़ा
करवा।
करवाने के लिए कोई नहीं है।
कल आपको उन्होंने क्या कहा कि मीम वर्दी मूव्स करते हैं, क्या क्या सब बोलते रहती है। मुझे तो छोड़ ही
Yeah,
दीजिए मतलब।
I swear वो ये क्या, यू आर जेन Z, जेन एक्स, ओ माय गॉड। मतलब पता नहीं कहाँ
आई
से
नो।
इंटरनेट पे इतना मतलब इन्फॉर्मेशन लेती है अंजलि की। कहीं ना कहीं से वो एक्साइटमेंट लेके आती हैं पूरे लाइव में। ऐसा नहीं, हम दोनों बोरिंग है, वी ट्राई टू गेट यू एज मच एक्साइटमेंट एज पॉसिबल। बट एक्साइटमेंट की बात करें, आज डबल हेडर है आईपीएल में। वे आर टुवर्ड्स द फाइनल स्टेजेस ऑफ द आईपीएल एंड आज के दोनों मुकाबले, हालांकि कुछ दोनों टीम्स के लिए, दिल्ली और कोलकाता स्पेसिफिकली, उनके लिए ज्यादा कुछ मायने रखे ना रखे हमें ये पता नहीं, वो तो मैच ही बताएगा। लेकिन बाकी दो टीम्स के लिए, चेन्नई और लखनऊ, very crucial matches. First, we're going to be talking about the first match of the day, which is in the afternoon, the Delhi Capitals versus the Chennai Super Kings. हमारे जो ओपिनियंस हैं, हम जो टीम्स जो अपने ड्रीम 11 के लिए और फैंटेसी 11 के लिए जो हम डालते हैं, उनके बारे में आपको बताएंगे और आपको सजेस्ट करेंगे कि आप भी उन टीम्स को देखें, अपने ओपिनियन पे बेस करके यू कैन ऑल्सो मेक योर टीम एंड विन मनी इफ यू नो इट हेल्प्स यू। तो आज के पहले मुकाबले की बात करते हैं, बट बिफोर वी गो टू टुडेज गेम्स, let's just quickly discuss yesterday's match, Rajshri. I mean, Punjab again capitulating. They had the opportunity of winning the game, but कहीं ना कहीं वो छोटे छोटे errors, they just like let it slip out of their hands. What just happened, especially towards the end?
छोटे नहीं बड़े एरर्स थे साइरस। आई मीन, आई थिंक यू बीइंग टू काइंड टू देम on the basis of their performances over the last 9 years. I mean, when was the last time Punjab qualified for the playoffs? They played the final against KKR back in 2014. After that, they haven't reached the playoffs, and that is a period where every other team has been to the playoffs, including the two teams which came in 2016 and 17 when CSK and RR was suspended for 2 years. Gujarat Lions made it to the playoffs. Rising Pune Supergiant, I think, made it to the final in 2017. So it's something that now the Punjab team should be looking at and should be very, very worried. This year they had that chance, right? Went to Dharamshala and lost those two matches to Delhi Capitals and then to Rajasthan Royals last night. You're talking of mistakes. That batting approach was abysmal. Prop Simran Singh, young cricketer, he scored 100 just a couple of matches back. He couldn't fire. Shikhar Dhawan started off brilliantly. I think what 40, 86 not out, 99 not out in the first three matches, averaging over 100. I think that injury layoff kind of broke Dhawan's rhythm. But after that, he didn't get a lot from the other players. Liam Livingston, of course, played that blinder against Delhi Capitals, but again, couldn't quite take Punjab home. But overall, the captaincy, again, you've got to ask a few questions. Um,
Correct.
and then even with the Rajasthan Royals, by the way, yes, they won, but they needed to win in 18.3 overs to get a better net run rate than Royal Challengers Bangalore. At no
True.
point did they look like they would get to the target in the 18th or the 19th over. Yashasvi Jaiswal in fine form, but again, probably you needed a little more initiative. Devdutt Padikkal, again, he's evolved really as a T20 cricketer. And
Correct.
for Shimran Hetmyer to get to that 18.3 mark,
Right.
probably was a little stiff at that end, but at least they got those 2 points and their hopes are alive.
I also think Dhruv Jurel was like held back
Yeah,
for the later time. I mean, why was he? You know, he has been excellent in the tournament. He's a hard-hitting batsman, but you kind of held him for too long, and I
yeah.
think that was also one of the reasons they couldn't reach that target on time.
No, I agree. And, even with Devdutt Padikkal coming in at that stage at number three, okay, he played he was very good. He scored a quick, rapid half century. But again, that partnership was also in patches. They started off aggressively after Josh Butler. By the way, 5 ducks for Butler in this
Yeah,
IPL season. This is the most by any batter. Imagine a year after winning the orange cap with a record
I was saying
848
that
runs.
this yesterday
Yeah.
as well. His
Yeah, I mean, cricket
dependability.
is a funny game, right? Three consecutive ducks, but you've seen Butler's records this year chasing. I think he's got all his 5 ducks in the second innings in those 7 matches. So that's a bit of a concern. But again, Sanju Samson.
Yeah.
You know the way he can bat, you know the way he can steer an innings, and such an explosive batter. Shouldn't he have come at number three? That's what I was a little surprised with. But yeah, at least they have those 2 points. And Cyrus, like we discussed, it's been it's not every season that you get to see three spots still wide open with 4 matches left and 2 days of the league matches to go. So it's anybody's game now. Obviously, Chennai Super Kings win; they're almost assured of a second top two spot. Then they'll have to hope that Lucknow Super Giants lose to the Kolkata Knight Riders, and then if both MI and RCB win, that will be a star-studded lineup for the playoffs. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I just want CSK to go
To
through today.
hear me? Oh, well,
And
he's back.
yeah,
You just disappeared off the screen for a couple of seconds. I
okay,
thought
okay.
you're back. You're back.
Yeah.
So welcome back, guys. इंटरेस्टिंग इनकाउंटर्स टुडे. आज दिल्ली और चेन्नई के बीच में पहला जो मुकाबला है उसके बारे में हम बात करते हैं. और दिल्ली के लिए तो मतलब कह सकते हैं कि टूर्नामेंट से अब वो दे आउट, बट राइट नाउ द ओनली ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड द पर्पस दैट दे सर्व, उनके पास वही एक काम बचा है कि दूसरी टीम्स के लिए उनकी हालत बुरी करें. खासकर चेन्नई की टीम जो कि पिछले मुकाबले में हार से आई है अगेंस्ट कोलकाता. हाउ डज द डायनामिक चेंज हियर? अब दिल्ली की अगर हम टीम की बात करेंगे, दिल्ली के लिए बात करें, फॉर्म में वापसी करते हुए राइली रूसो भी फॉर्म में आए हैं, डेविड वार्नर भी फॉर्म में आए हैं, तो चेन्नई के लिए थोड़ी थोड़ी मुश्किलें बढ़ती हुई नजर आ रही है. डू यू थिंक that performance that Delhi put up in the previous match, that's going to put Chennai under pressure?
You know, that previous match in Dharamshala, Cyrus, I said earlier that they sort of finally found their mojo with the bat, and they also found a decent batting order, because remember, Rishabh Pant wasn't there. Prithvi Shaw's form was horrible. So that was a huge setback for the Capitals. Shaw not firing at the top alongside Warner. And Warner's strike rate for the better half of the tournament was a concern. But again, in Delhi, in an afternoon match, between two very good spin attacks, I would say it's the Super Kings, because obviously they'll be under pressure. But again, they're being led by a man who's used to pressure for so many years, right?
That's
Nearly
true.
2 decades. So you'd expect him to. I don't know. I have a funny feeling CSK will win this one and get through. And also, there is speculation. Will it be MS Dhoni's last match if CSK don't make it to the playoffs? Because obviously, even if they lose to Delhi Capitals tonight, you cannot rule them out of a playoff spot. Because then then if beg your pardon, if RCB and MI lose their matches tomorrow, CSK will qualify. And so will Lucknow, even if they lose to KKR. So that will be a tussle between RCB, MI, and RR, who are on 14 points, and the team with the better net run rate will get through. So a lot of combinations still at play, plenty of combinations still at play. But you never know. Could this be MS Dhoni's last match if CSK don't go through to the playoffs later? Plenty of emotions. And look at the whole bandwagon around MS Dhoni, right? Yeah, I mean, everywhere he's gone. And MS Dhoni had to finally tell Danny Morrison at a toss during the IPL. He said, you are deciding it for me. I haven't said anything to that extent. Stephen Fleming said he is not aware of any such moves. So again,
MS Dhoni को कितनी भी controversy घेर ले, he is the calmest and the coolest, whenever questions like these are thrown at him. But बात करते हैं आज के मुकाबले की. दिल्ली और चेन्नई, मेरे दोस्त मुझे मैसेज करके फोन कर रहे हैं, क्या तेरे पास टिकट्स हैं, धोनी का लास्ट मैच देखना है, ये वो है. Everybody is going on social media and posting it on Instagram. I want to watch Dhoni bat for the last time and give me tickets and all. But बात करते हैं आज की टीम्स की finally. So if you can have Rajshree's team for today. Interesting choices होने वाले हैं, I am sure. Rajshri, if you could just take us through your team and आपके choices के बारे में.
Jadeja is my captain. Rahane I'm backing as vice captain. But again, it's a little bit of a gamble with Rahane on this pitch. I'll again wait for the pitch report and see. Probably, I think spinners are going to come into play, especially in an afternoon game. It's baking hot in Delhi. The sun is bright and shining, so you'd wait and see. But as of this team, I've gone with a heavy set of batters in Rahane, like my vice captain Devon Conway, Riley Russo. Fantastic game last time that Delhi played. Ruturaj Gaikwad again on and off season, not the way he batted a couple of years back, but you still want to see. Moeen Ali, will he be replaced by Ben Stokes? Then that is a different call. But again, Moeen Ali because of his spin, Akshar Patel because of his spin, Tushar Deshpande has been among the wickets, Deepak Chahar effective in the power play, Henrik Nokia, and then Pathirana. He's been Dhoni's go-to man this season. in the death as well, mostly as an impact player. So you never know what these guys can come up with on any
Yeah,
surface.
this Deshpande and Patirana combination has been really
Yeah.
lethal for Chennai. Moving on to the subs, we'll have a look at what options Rashtriya has taken. If you could just like,
Look, three from CSK, Dubey, Warner. Sorry, Warner should be in Delhi Capitals. There's
yeah,
a
that's a
slip up there,
switch. That's an
but
error.
yes,
Sorry.
yes, Warner again because of the strike rate issue. I mean, yes, he's batted aggressively in recent matches, but you got to watch how he does in Delhi. Can he replicate his form in Delhi? Is the question. But for me, the trump card again would be Mahesh Chiksana from this list because. Like I said, this pitch has been a little sluggish. The first match did assist Pacers, but that was a night game, and this is an afternoon game. And again,
Correct.
like I said, two of the most economical spin attacks coming together. So that will be a
Right.
very, very good contest to see.
उस बात पे भी बात आती है कि कौन सी टीम बैट कर रही है। ये हमारे जो चॉइसेस होते हैं, आपको पहले ही बता दें व्यूअर्स, ये उस बेसिस पे होते हैं कि हमें टॉस के बारे में नहीं पता, हमें पिच कंडीशंस नहीं पता, लेकिन ये जो चॉइसेस हैं प्रीवियस परफॉर्मेंसेस टूर्नामेंट में किस तरह का फॉर्म रहा है प्लेयर्स का, उस बेसिस पर रखते हैं। अगेन हम आपको इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं करना चाहते हैं, प्लीज हमारे जो ओपिनियंस हैं, वी वुड लाइक टू सेट अ डिस्क्लेमर हियर, दीज आर जस्ट बेस्ड ऑन आवर ओपिनियंस दैट वी हैव बीन फॉलोइंग द टूर्नामेंट। इसको आप एडवाइस लेके पैसे ना जाएं, और यू नो because obviously this sport, this kind of a game does have its risks. We can now switch to my team. मैंने भी अपनी टीम बनाई है, एंड या दिल्ली के लिए थोड़ी मुश्किलें जरूर हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं आई फील डेविड वार्नर, स्ट्राइक रेट यस, बट कंसिस्टेंसी के मामले में मेरे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहे हैं, और यस कंसिस्टेंसी इन दिस फॉर्मेट काइंड ऑफ गिव्स यू द पॉइंट। सो वार्नर एज माय कैप्टन। शिवम दुबे कहीं ना कहीं वो मिडिल ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट आके फॉर्म में नजर आए हैं। मिडिल ऑर्डर जब चेन्नई का टॉप ऑर्डर फ्लॉप करता है तो शिवम दुबे कहीं ना कहीं आकर वो बड़े रन स्कोर करते हैं। दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव केप्ट हिम एज माय वाइस कैप्टन। डेवन कॉनवे, hard hitting batsman at the top order. Ruturaj Gaikwad, again an obvious choice in the top order. Riley Russo, like Rashi said, पिछले अपने मैच में फॉर्म में दिखे थे, that's why I've kept him in my team. Again a gamble on this pitch, Ajinkya Rahane, but you never know the kind of form that has been showing in the tournament. He might get some runs for Chennai today. Phil Salt, दिल्ली के लिए फॉर्म में वापसी करते हुए नजर आए। पिछले मैच में भी 200 के ऊपर दिल्ली के स्कोर किया था, और फिल सॉल्ट का लास्ट में आकर उन्होंने काफी ज्यादा योगदान दिया था, तो दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव केप्ट इन माय टीम। एंड पतिराना, यस अगेन डेडली बॉलर। पृथ्वी शॉ बल्लेबाजी में वापसी करते हुए होपफुली गेट सम रन्स टुडे फॉर दिल्ली, होम ग्राउंड उनके लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर होगा। अक्षर पटेल आल्सो सेम कैंडिडेट, ऑल राउंड ऑप्शन। एंड ईशांत शर्मा, आई हैव केप्ट हिम इन माय टीम। इकोनॉमिकल रहे हैं, विकेट्स भी कंसिस्टेंटली लिए उन्होंने, एंड होपफुली आज दिल्ली के लिए जो दिल्ली का आखिरी कुछ मुकाबला है उसमें शायद he might be able to perform and spoil the party for Chennai. Moving on to my sub options, I mean Mukesh Sharma for Delhi, I've just kept one option. I got with a 1 and 2 combination. Ambati Raidu for Chennai and Tushar Deshpande. It's a bit of a gamble. I'm keeping Tushar Deshpande as my sub because mostly he's been used initial part of the tournament as a sub because aate the he was struggling initially, but later down the tournament जब उनका फॉर्म वापस आया, उन्होंने काफी विकेटें झटकाई हैं, तो ही वुड बी क्रूशियल स्पेशली विद अंबाती रायडू if you use him as an impact sub. So these were our teams for today. Again, आपको ये choices, आपको ये options हैं, आप ये teams देख सकते हैं, and you can also set your own team for the first match that is going to happen between the Delhi Capitals and the Chennai Super Kings in Delhi. Conditions hot होंगे, and obviously you would want to wait for the pitch report and the toss to make your team, but these teams that we have set up आपको थोड़ी मदद कर सकते हैं। तो बहरहाल अब दूसरी मैच की तरफ रुख इख्तियार करते हैं, and we will try to also share our opinion basis of how these players might set up on the playing 11 for your Dream 11 apps. But yes, छोटा सा break, and उसके बाद we'll come back for the second match of the day between LSG and which is the second match again?
KKR versus LSG.
KKR versus LSG. Yeah, so KKR versus LSG. I mean, इतने सारे matches हैं, you just keep forgetting. My God. Okay, so quick break and we'll be back. वापस आ गए हैं हम। KKR और LSG के बीच IPL का आज दूसरा मुकाबला की मुकाबला है LSG के लिए। बहरहाल अब बात करते हैं कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स के लिए। आई थिंक दैट नेट रन रेट हैज बीन द मोस्ट डिसअपॉइंटिंग फैक्टर जो उनको इस टूर्नामेंट से बाहर निकाल रहा है। इफ दे हैव द पॉइंट्स, बट अगर वो नेट रन रेट होता ना राजश्री, तो आई थिंक दे वुड हैव हैड चांसेस। नेगेटिव 250, आई मीन दैट्स रियली डिसअपॉइंटिंग।
No, it is disappointing. They've had a couple of heavy defeats. They lost a couple of matches they should have really closed off. But again, I mean, look, these chances are theoretical for Rajasthan Royals, KKR. It all comes down to points, right? So
Yeah,
at least four teams have their fates in their own hands. Um, Even then, it may not be possible because look, if CSK win today, they are through. LSG win today, they are through.
yeah,
And then tomorrow, even if MI and RCB both win their matches, it will come down to net run rate between those two teams, so which will automatically knock out Rajasthan Royals, right? So
correct.
that is quite. In fact, Rajasthan Royals could be knocked out right after MI win. So you never know when that equation starts to play up. And you're right, Kolkata Knight Riders minus 0.256. But again, playing at Eden Gardens, you've seen some of the spinners do very well. Sunil Narayan has a fantastic record at Eden Gardens. Went wicketless for several matches, wasn't doing all that much. But of the last couple of games, he's really kind of sort of found his magic back again. Can this stifle up Lucknow Super Giants? And remember, under Krunal Pandya, LSG
Hmm.
have looked very compact, they've looked very expressive, and they have Marcus Stoinis in very, very good form.
Correct.
Krunal Pandya has led from the front. So again, that's going to be a tussle. But Cyrus, if I have to be honest with you, the major focus is going to be on the CSK game. I know you already discussed it, but
Yeah,
everything is going to be centered around that. People want to see
correct.
whether Mahendra Singh Dhoni goes to the playoffs. Like it or not, there is speculation around his retirement. None of us want him to go, right? MS
Correct.
Dhoni is that kind of brand for the IPL. I've said that a lot of times on the Sledging Room, on India Today YouTube here. That look, MS Dhoni he's done his bit to contribute to the brand that the IPL is. So you don't want that man to go. But so the focus will be there. But again, Lucknow Super Giants, very dangerous team. They've done well, one victory, and they'll be through to the playoffs.
Totally. Hopes of a billion Indians who've been watching cricket for such a long time. They would want Mahendra Singh Dhoni कि जितना लंबा अपना career खींच सके उतना ही खींचे because yeah, I mean T20 इतने सारे formats हो गए हैं, Test, T20, one days, you're playing these the domestic tournaments as well. तो player के fatigue का भी हमें ध्यान रखना पड़ता है. I'm sure even they think of it as well. But बहरहाल बात करते हैं आज की टीम्स की. एक इंटरेस्टिंग लाइनअप्स होने वाली हैं दोनों टीम्स के लिए. If Rashtri's team is available, we can have it on the screen. Oh yes, we have Rashtri's team available. So Rashtri, आज अपनी टीम क्या है बताइए and why these choices?
I am. I noticed that you were going with Delhi Capitals 6-5, Cyrus, earlier in that game against CSK. But
Yeah,
with KKR, I'm going with Rana and Rinku as captain and vice captain because again, playing at home, I think Rinku has been fantastic as a finisher, and he's had that kind of an impact on the Knight Riders for the last couple of seasons. And then Quinton de Kock, big player, big match player. Can he really convert one of his big good starts to a really biggish inning? And Gurbaz again, Ramanalo Gurbaz, he's played a couple of very impressive innings for the Knight Riders, but he hasn't been as effective as they would have liked. Jason Roy, Sunil Narayan already spoke about his impact at the Eden Gardens. Andre Russell, of late they've started sending him at number 5. Very dangerous as always. Varun Chakravarti, Krunal Pandya, we've already spoken about Marcus Stoinis as well, and Ravi Bishnoi. So it could be a spinner's game, and you'd want to have as many spinners as possible. And we always keep saying, wait for the toss to make those final changes.
absolutely. Switching over to Rashtri's sub options. Interesting choices. Nicholas Puran
Yes.
in the sub. Wow.
There's Puran in the sub again because I mentioned that yesterday, right? Shimron Hetmeyer coming down
Yeah.
that low, right? Okay, he came and played 44 or 46 or 28 balls, but can will there be enough space if it's a high scoring match because you don't know what the pitch is going to be like? Again, I'll wait for the pitch report to make any final changes, but if it's a good batting track and Nicholas Puran comes in at number 5, 6, or even 7, would you
Right.
really want him in your playing 11 on a fantasy app? So that's the one question. Amit Mishra, yes, again he's been good then and thereabouts. Shardul Thakur, because he hasn't bowled enough, and a lot of eyebrows have been raised. And why haven't you used him more as a bowler? He's coming
Right.
into bat at number 7, number 8. So that's why I haven't messed up. But again, he has the potential to be impactful. Venkatesh Iyer, apart from that 100, 150 here and there, largely disappointing, but big game for the Knight Riders as well. At least they'd want to finish off on a high and at least push LSG and make them a little nervous. So that's why those subs that you see on the screen.
Correct. I mean, competition तो जारी रखना चाहेंगे. कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स, यस उनके चांसेस जो प्लेऑफ में जाने के वो कम है, बट उम्मीदें उनके लिए यही होंगी कि टूर्नामेंट को एक हाई एंड पे खत्म करें, हाई नोट पे खत्म करें। बहरहाल अब बात करते हैं कि दूसरी जो सेट ऑफ टीम जो मैंने अपनी टीम बनाई है उसके बारे में। आई मीन आई एम अ कोलकाता फैन, इट्स अ बिट ऑफ अ डिसअपॉइंटिंग डे फॉर मी एज वेल कि मुझे लग रहा है आज उनका एग्जिट होने वाला है, बट अगर आज जीत कर भी वो एग्जिट करते हैं तो वो कोलकाता के फैंस के लिए थोड़ी खुशी होगी। क्विंटन डिकॉक एंड रिंकू सिंह माय कैप्टन और वाइस कैप्टन चॉइसेस। क्विंटन डिकॉक हालांकि टूर्नामेंट में शुरुआती उनको मौके नहीं मिले थे बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी हैड केएल राहुल एंड कायल मायर्स स्टार्टिंग, बट कायल मायर्स अभी इन द बैक एंड है और केएल राहुल की इंजरी के बाद क्विंटन डिकॉक को मौका मिला तो मे बी ही कैन फायर टुडे। रिंकू सिंह एज राशि सेड फॉर्म में रहे हैं। नितिश राणा same for me in form batsman. Ayush Badoni in the middle order can be impactful. Same for Marcus Stoinis all-rounder option and Nicholas Puran down the order तो impactful ballistic बल्लेबाज हैं जो कि गेम का पूरा जो रुख है वो मोड़ सकते हैं। कुणाल पांड्या all-round option again he's been captaining the side impressively and शायद अपने performances से आज LSG को finally qualifications के करीब लेके जा सकते हैं। वरुण चक्रवर्ती, वेंकटेश अय्यर same choices as Rajshri for me, Andre Russell and Jason Roy opening batsman. Jason Roy हालांकि टूर्नामेंट कोलकाता को लेट ज्वाइन किया था लेकिन आने के बाद उनके बल्ले से हालांकि इतने कंसिस्टेंटली नहीं लेकिन थोड़े इंपैक्टफुल पारियां रही हैं तो उनको मैंने इसलिए अपनी टीम में रखा। आंद्रे रसल तो मतलब ऑब्वियस चॉइस, ही इज बीन प्रमोटेड ऑफ द ऑर्डर, थोड़ा अप आ रहे हैं, बॉलिंग में कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं, पॉइंट्स ला सकते हैं आपके लिए एंड बैटिंग तो मतलब आप आंद्रे रसल हाँ इतने इंपैक्टफुल इतने बैलिस्टिक इस टूर्नामेंट में नहीं रहे हैं बट अगेन इस टाइप के प्लेयर हैं कि कुछ ओवर्स में कुछ गेंदों में मैच पलट सकते हैं स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर चेसिंग। सबस के तरफ अगर बात करें तो या मैंने अपने सबस में सुयश शर्मा दी लेग ब्रेक गेंदबाज कोलकाता के लिए इज बीन इंपैक्टफुल, उनको इंपैक्ट सब के तौर पर काफी यूज किया गया है। रामुल्ला गुरबाज ओपनिंग बैट्समैन, कुछ छुटपुट पारियां खेली उन्होंने लेकिन इतना नहीं कि उनको मैच में और टीम में कंसिस्टेंटली रखा जाए, लेकिन शायद आज उनको एक इम्पैक्ट सब के तौर पर यूज किया जाएगा। सेम फॉर रवि बिश्नोई एंड पिराक मांकड़, दिस कॉम्बिनेशन हैज बीन यूज्ड। रवि बिश्नोई हालांकि उनको कंसिस्टेंटली टीम में रखा गया बट मे बी if they are defending a target, रवि बिश्नोई kind of इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर ला सकते हैं, इसलिए मैंने उनको अपने इम्पैक्ट सब के लिस्ट में रखा है। सेम फॉर पिराक मांकड़, he might be used as a batting option lower down the order. So that is my sub for you guys. Again, highlighting that these players and these options that we give you are based on just our opinion और हम जो इतने लंबे टाइम से टूर्नामेंट को देखते हुए आ रहे हैं उस बेसिस पे हम आपको टीम बताते हैं। We are not associated, we are not being sponsored by any fantasy 11 application और प्लेटफॉर्म, इस बात का हम बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी रखना चाहते हैं। तो आज के ये दोनों मुकाबले एंजॉय करिएगा। फर्स्ट obviously धोनी वाला जो मैच है दिल्ली between Delhi and Chennai, that is something that everybody will be watching and I'm sure Rajshri भी उस मैच को बहुत ही ध्यान से देखेंगे। could be the last मौका जो महेंद्र सिंह धोनी के लिए प्लेऑफ्स में, अगर चेन्नई प्लेऑफ्स में नहीं जाती है तो फिर लास्ट मौका दिल्ली वालों के लिए खासकर लाइव धोनी को देखने का। बहरहाल दूसरे मौके में दूसरे मैच में कोलकाता एंड लखनऊ, वो भी बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट क्रूशियल वो होगा। टूर्नामेंट के इतने एंड पे आने के बाद यू सी कि अब तक टीम्स क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पाई है, जिससे आप अनुमान लगा सकते हैं कि दिस आईपीएल हैज बीन जस्ट फैंटास्टिक फॉर स्पेशली मिडिल ऑर्डर टीम। ऐसे नहीं कि एक टीम और दो टीम पूरे टूर्नामेंट को लेके भागे हैं। But thanks, Rajshri. I hope you will be looking forward to the matches today, and we'll be excited to watch your reports on India Today Digital as well. But thank you all, and please enjoy the games today. 2 matches on, more excitement coming your way from the IPL. But for now, this is Cyrus and Rajshri signing off. Take care and have fun.